Hello everybody. On this week's episode of the Audible, we're going to be covering how APSU women's basketball is coping with the coronavirus epidemic, the NBA Finals, and what undefeated NFL teams will stay that way in the coming weeks.
Hello everyone, and my name is Spencer DeFeese, and beside me is my co-host Dakota Stansfield.
The ongoing coronavirus epidemic has affected many aspects of people's lives, and sports are no exception. Last week, we had the opportunity to talk to Austin Peay's women's basketball head coach, David Midlick, and senior guard Tahani Benell on how they're preparing for the upcoming season, even amidst the pandemic.
It was just all of a sudden, it just happened.
I didn't even know what Zoom was until mid to late March, and now I don't know why we didn't use it before.
This year, I was so keen to get back here and do like a summer workouts, and we didn't have that because of COVID. And I know the whole team was kind of bummed about that as well, because that's like the funnest times on and off the court is during the summer when you get to meet your new teammates, like the incoming freshmen and whatever transfers that come in. Like that's like one of the best times that personally I've had. That's when you really build that team culture and you guys really get together, because summer workouts are pretty hard, but we've worked through it.
If things get back to where they were, pre-2020, we will incorporate a lot of what we learned and did this year into also, in-person visits either on or off campus.
This wasn't organized by the coaches, but like the seniors, we had organized to do like a weekly workout together of ball skills. So we all got on Zoom one day a week for like 40 minutes and just did like a ball handling workout all together. We did that pretty much every week that we were away from school. Coach Disney, our strength coach, he had us he gave us like a workout program, strength and conditioning program to do. So yeah, and like kind of like what Coach Mid had said when he spoke, the 1 and 0 theme that we're going with this year. We just took every day as it was, and we had to get a win every day in whatever it was. Like it didn't matter whether it was from drinking water to eating healthy. Like we wanted to go one and done every day. So that was kind of our main focus, was to just get through each day and be a winner. And that kind of was set our mental up. It was like mental preparation for when game time really came. We want to be one and done every day, every practice, one and done.
We've basically broken it up into 2 days of small group workouts and 2 days of team workouts. The team has responded well to it. We've tried to keep it as normal as we can during this year. Our ladies have done a great job following our training room medical advice on being out on the floor. We know we want to be together and do what we can to try to mitigate any problems. So as of now, it's been good.
I think we're all pretty mature about what's going on. I think, like as I said, the 1 and 0 thing, like we're just taking every day as it comes, and every day it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like we want to win that day, whether it's basketball or whatever. And I guess we're kind of just trying to stay realistic and just taking every day as it comes. And right now our mindset is we're going to have a season, because at the end of the day, if we don't, at least we're already mentally prepared if we were going to have one. So we would rather be mentally prepared to have the season than not. So yeah, the team, we're mature, we're being realistic.
Yeah, there's just been a lot of uncertainty these past 6 months, and we want to give our fans an opportunity to come out and cheer and be able to watch some great student athletes play a sport. We have a great group of basketball fans here at Austin Peay. Loyal, they traveled on the road to watch us and the men's team play. They're very supportive of our ladies. We can't wait to see them in the stands. For us to be able to perform for them and give us a little juice that they can cheer for us is going to mean an awful lot. When hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to that first home game where we can have fans and the band and our cheer squads and our players' families in the stands supporting us.
I know the community is probably bored and they want to get out and do something. So why wouldn't you come watch Austin Peay women's basketball team? I mean, that's a first. Get an outlet for them, and then it's an outlet for us because we don't want to just play in a dull gym. We don't want that. We want energy. Even though the energy is not going to be on the floor, still having people around us is going to be amazing. Like for us, that gives us more motivation. That makes us want to play, gives us more drive. We've got big things happening this year for sure. The fans need to be out. They need to see it. The fans just need to know that this team is really exciting. Like I'm so excited about this team. The energy that we have, the chemistry that we've already built in 2 months without even a summer workout session. Like from like that whole summer workout month that we have, like the team's looking pretty good. And we've got heaps of energy. It's just the energy that I love. And I know that's gonna show on the floor. The energy's gonna show on the floor, and then the fans are gonna see it, and they're just gonna love it. It's just gonna be a joy to watch.
This team, led in points by freshman Ella Sawyer last year, finished 18-12 overall and 7-7 when they played away, which were both the best in years. The season ended with an overtime loss to number 2 seeded Belmont. They also swept Murray State for the first time since 2012, with one of those wins being a 20-point W over the Racers at their home in Murray, Kentucky.
Now, Spencer, one thing the Austin Peay women's basketball team did very well last season is shooting behind the arc, having 4 players over 30% shooting from 3. Lady Govs were destroying people from the deep. The team hit a program-high 258 three-pointers during the regular season. We will be expecting a lot from the Lady Govs in the future. When we come back, we will be discussing the NBA Finals. Remember, you are watching the Audible on APSU-TV.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back, folks, to the Audible. Now let's dive into the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals matchup between the Lakers and the Heat is a highly anticipated matchup for the NBA Finals.
LeBron's former team and former coach dominated through the playoffs and is looking to do the same against the Lakers.
The Lakers are a heavy favorite in this game. No one in a million years would have thought that the Miami Heat would make it back to the NBA Finals without LeBron in Miami Heat uniform. The Miami Heat has a championship pedigree. The cornerstone is their decorated head coach, Erik Spoelstra.
He is one of the best in the business, Dakota. He is a testament this is a testament to Coach Eric Spoelstra to have the Miami 6 years removed from the LeBron era and still in the championship conversation. Coach Spo has been in the 5 NBA Finals games and has won 2. He's looking to add to his resume his 3rd NBA title against his former player LeBron James.
Now Tyler Hero is going to be a key part in this game, and he has been the spark that Miami needs to continue their success. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo have been a tremendous boost for the Miami Heat. With the help of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat will definitely give the Lakers a run for their money.
Boston versus Miami. The Miami Heat won big in their closeout game against the Celtics. Their defense was the difference in the game. Coach Spoelstra takes pride in defense when you have Jimmy Butler locking down the perimeter and Bam Adebayo locking down the paint. The biggest story of the bubble was Tyler Hero.
He scored 11 in the 4th quarter and dropped 37 in Game 5 to put the Heat ahead in the series. He scored 11 points in the quarter and finished the game with 19. Jimmy Butler also had.
Miami is showing that you can build a championship caliber team from the draft when they got Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. You mix that with Jimmy Butler, and the Miami Heat have a championship caliber team to close out. Yeah.
The Lakers close out the Nuggets to advance to the Western Conference Finals, and we're cooking tonight in the closeout game. He absolutely took over in the 4th quarter in the closeout of the game of the Nuggets. He finished with 38, 16, 10.
He had 16 in the 4th to lead the Lakers to double digits, over the Nuggets. Rondo added 2 steals to also seal the win, and LeBron put his team on his back and ended the Nuggets' comeback chances.
Now, Spencer, who do you think is going to end up finishing the series?
Honestly, right now between the Lakers and the Heat, I'm thinking that the Lakers are probably gonna end up winning this series. As we saw yesterday, the Lakers came out in a game 1 versus the Heat, and they absolutely torched the Heat in game 1. Anthony Davis came out and did his thing. LeBron came out and did his thing, and they had absolutely no answer for either one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Now, it's been kind of surprising to see the Heat play so well, just based off the team that they kind of had. But anyways, when we return, we will play Sink or Swim. You are watching the Audible on APSU-TV.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No, I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin.
Our next segment is called Sink or Swim, where we discuss the undefeated NFL teams and whether we think they will continue their hot streak or just fizzle out.
The Tennessee Titans defeated the Minnesota Vikings this past Sunday 31-30. Derrick Henry came to do what he does best and powered through the Vikings defense. He only averaged 4 yards per carry, but he had 2 touchdowns and 119 rushing yards. However, it really came down to field goals, as Gostkowski for the Titans made 6 out of 6 field goals, with one coming in the last 2 minutes of the game. This was important for Gostkowski and the Titans after the performance he had in the first week, missing 4 kicks in the game against the Broncos. Ryan Tannehill didn't do too bad either, passing 23 for 37 with 321 passing yards. This is a pretty impressive performance for Tannehill because his offensive line didn't do a good job of protecting him, as he had 2 fumbles off of 2 sacks. The defense for the Titans did their part as well. They had 2 interceptions and 2 sacks for the game.
Yeah, honestly, just like you said, Derrick Henry had like a really good game. That's the key to their offense. If Derrick Henry gets a lot of carries and he plays well throughout the game, especially in the first half, then their game is probably going to go great. He is a second half runner. He does great in the second half, and as long as they can get him going early in the game, then they'll be able to do better later on in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, here's my question for you: sink or swim, Spencer?
Honestly, for the Titans, I'm thinking swim.
I'm thinking sink, man. I gotta go sink. And let me tell you why. Eventually, the teams are going to catch on that Derrick Henry is the main head of their offense. Now, I mean, they have A.J. Brown and they have Tannehill, but I think eventually it won't work anymore.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm going to have to disagree, though. I've seen 2 players this year that's on that offense that I think is going to really boost their passing game. Jonnu Smith is a really up-and-coming, really good tight end. And he's played very well over the last couple years. Obviously, his first couple years were riddled with injury, but since he's been back, he's been playing better than ever, having 4 reception touchdowns last season. And Corey Davis is also making a big leap this year, already having a couple touchdowns in these first couple games. Yeah. One spot that I see that should probably get better is the Titans' defense. Hopefully will get better. Jadeveon Clowney is having a really hard time adjusting, I think, to the new environment. And he's just not playing as well as everybody really thought he would play.
I think that's the only way that I would change this to a swim, is if they figure out how to include Jadeveon Clowney in the defense to the best that he can play. Because right now, they're just not doing it. I mean, he's not even putting up good stats right now, and I don't think that's his fault. So, but,
So the next team that we're going to talk about is the Seahawks. So this past week versus the Dallas Cowboys, Russell Wilson came out firing all cylinders. He threw a deep bomb to DK Metcalf, which DK Metcalf then fumbled before he could get into the end zone because he slowed down. He then proceeded to throw 3 touchdowns to his target Tyler Lockett and 1 to DK Metcalf, who made up for his earlier mistake. A sack and a QB hit in the final seconds of this game led the Seahawks to get out of this one with a 38-31 win versus the Dallas Cowboys. However, one thing about Seattle is their defense has been playing awful, giving up for the first time ever 1,200 passing yards through 3 weeks. That's the first team to ever do that. They also let the Cowboys come back when they were up 15 points in the third quarter.
Now, that one play with DK Metcalf, I'm sorry, I understand you should, never give up on a play, but I think it was, that rookie safety or somebody, whoever did it. He already had the touchdown. What was the point in going and knocking it out?
Yeah.
I mean, you should never celebrate too early, but still.
Yeah, I understand that. First of all, great effort by the Dallas Cowboys player. I think it was fantastic effort. It's a really tough play. Even I remember the announcer saying that, DK Metcalf never really does that. He never really slows down when he's about to score a touchdown. Exactly. I think it was just a sophomore mistake. He's gonna end up getting those together.
Yeah.
So sure. I really think that the key to their offense has been Russell Wilson. It's kind of insane to me how Russell Wilson has not ever gotten an MVP vote. He's been playing out of his mind this year,
Monster.
throwing for almost 1,000 passing yards at 925 and 14 touchdowns and 1 interception that wasn't even his fault. It was a drop by the tight end Will Dissly that allowed for Devin McCourty to return it last week versus the Patriots. Chris Carson has also been playing really well, having 200 rushing yards. Jamal Adams having 2 sacks and 14 tackles is good, but it's not really what they need from him. I think they need a little bit of that depth from him because he's a very good safety, but I think they're kind of using him too much to rush the passer. He's a safety having 2 sacks. That's really good, but I think they need to use him deep more.
For sure. So the question is, sink or swim?
I'm thinking definitely swim.
Oh, yeah. I meant to pick swim.
I'm thinking definitely swim for the
sure.
Seahawks.
For sure. Yeah. I think there should be no doubt that they're going to do really well this season, and I think that's solely just based off of Russell Wilson. But not even that. Their defense is insane.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really, really good. But, okay. Moving on to the Packers. It was a pretty close game for the Green Bay Packers last Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, as they only won by 1 touchdown, 37-30. Aaron Rodgers did what he does best and led the team to the win, passing 21 for 32 with 283 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. His main target was Allen Lazard, and rightfully so, as he had 146 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. The defense for the Packers, however, was pretty average, to say the least, with no interceptions. Although there was one surprising performance from defensive end Kingsley Keke, as he had 2 sacks for the game. What really kept this game close was the outstanding performance from Alvin Kamara. He averaged 9 yards per carry with 58 rushing yards off of 6 carries. However, what made his performance impressive is what he did catching the ball. He was Drew Brees' #1 target with 139 receiving yards off of 13 catches, which led him to 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, man.
He's been playing great.
Out of his mind.
Yeah, he's been playing fantastic.
Out of
Can
his
we
mind.
talk about the Green Bay Packers, though, and how well that they played last week without their main target, Devontae Adams? 192 receiving yards this year with 2 touchdowns, and he got injured last week, and he's still injured. It's a really big loss for the Green Bay Packers, having their #1 wide receiver. They're the best, in my opinion, the best route runner in the NFL. And he's still injured for them. It's pretty sad. But Aaron Rodgers is still doing his thing. Like you said, he passed for 146 yards to Allen Lazard last week and a touchdown. I really think he's like up and coming in the offense. Also, Marquez Valdez-Scantling last year stepped up pretty big, and I think that he's going to boost his play even more this year. And Aaron Rodgers already having 800 yards is like a really big thing for this offense.
Yeah, that's insane. And I think that will be the main factor, is if just letting Aaron Rodgers do his thing. And something that I've noticed from Aaron Rodgers is he used to be a really dominant pocket QB, but he's kind of starting to get out of the pocket a lot more. And I'm really proud of him to see him doing that he's just continually advancing in his game. But the question is, sink or swim?
I'm going to have to say sink this week.
Yep. I agree.
They're without Devontae Adams, and I think that's just going to be a little too hard on them in the coming weeks. Their defense isn't playing amazing, but we will see. The next team that we're going to be talking about is the Bears. Now, the Chicago Bears got off to a very shaky start versus the Atlanta Falcons, letting Matt Ryan throw a touchdown to newcomer Hayden Hurst after missing their first drive field goal. After Chicago hit their second field goal attempt, the Falcons then scored 10 unanswered points, giving them a 13-point lead. Mitchell Trubisky on the ensuing drive then passed a touchdown to Jimmy Graham, giving them only a 6-point deficit going into halftime. Atlanta, however, came out firing and scored 10 more unanswered points, and they were up by 16 again. However, they were not ready for Nick Foles to come out and do what he did in that game. He came in with about 9 minutes left and led the Bears to 3 straight touchdown drives for them to win. It wasn't all his doing, though. The defense stepped up and showed that Matty Ice could not handle the heat.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think Nick Foles should stay as starting QB from now on?
Well, saying as Matt Nagy has already named him the starter for the rest of the season, I think that is a pretty good choice.
I agree.
Nick Foles is a great quarterback. He's a Super Bowl quarterback, and I think that's rightfully so. Honestly, I think he could be a starter in a couple of teams in the league right now whose quarterback situation is not the best. And I think that it's a blessing that they have him on the bench. And I think that he will be a great quarterback for Mitchell Trubisky to grow behind.
Yeah. But I think the thing that will be the end for them, which is why I'm going to have to say, which sink or swim, we can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to have to say sink.
I'm going to have to say swim, man.
I'm going to have to say sink.
I'm thinking Nick Foles mania in Chicago. I think that he's going to come back to his former glory with Philadelphia, and he's going to lead them to some wins coming up in the next few games.
I don't know, man. Allen Robinson is their number one option, but he's just not been playing to how he should be playing.
Well, you got to remember, he doesn't want to be there.
That is true.
He's been asking for
but
a
that's
trade.
a problem when you have your number one wide receiver that doesn't want to be on the team.
That's true. All right, who's next?
It looks like we got the Bills next. There was another really close game last Sunday when the Buffalo Bills defeated the LA Rams 35-32. Josh Allen proved once again why he's an MVP candidate during this game when he passed 24 for 33 with 311 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. He also had 1 touchdown on the ground. He was hitting all of his targets this game as 5 of his receivers had at least 4 receptions. The defense as a whole did pretty well. They had 2 sacks in total, and Jordan Poyer led the defense with 10 solo attacks. Andre Roberts really helped the team get good starting position off kickoffs as well when he averaged 37 yards per return. Devin Singletary contributed as well in the ground game as he had 71 rushing yards off of 13 carries. What kept the game close was the impressive performance from Cooper Kupp as he had 107 receiving yards off of 9 receptions. The 4 sacks from the Rams defense also supported that as well, with Aaron Donald having 2 of those.
So what are you thinking for this team? Are you thinking sink or swim?
Oh, man. I'm thinking sink.
I'm thinking swim for this team.
I'm thinking sink.
Buffalo Bills have been playing really well. Obviously, you said behind Josh Allen. He's been playing amazing, having 1,000 passing yards already this season.
And 10 touchdowns?
Yeah, he's been playing fantastic. The next team that we have, though, is the Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs are rolling off the first snap this week versus a very tough Baltimore defense. Patrick Mahomes came out with a rushing touchdown in the first quarter of this game. And behind that was Harrison Butker's missed PAT, which was really sucked. Justin Tucker made a field goal in the next drive, putting up Baltimore's first points. Patrick Mahomes came back and threw a shovel pass to Anthony Sherman for the touchdown on the next drive, and the most insane play I've ever seen. He threw 3 touchdown passes, more outgunning the former MVP. In this, I think that the Chiefs have played really well. I think they're going to swim, though.
I think, yeah, obviously, definitely going to swim. But that's all the time we have today for the Audible, and we'll catch you guys next week.